some of the teams that we could say were, power ranking wise for the weekend. If you want to do a power ranking with us, write it down there. I'll write it down. I'm thinking about it. Just for the weekend, we talked about this earlier today.
Who looked good?
Just number one, I'm gonna go Colorado. Just because they won one game last year.
You're talking about just for this past weekend?
Yeah, yesterday. Power ranking teams. I know Nebraska is not Texas, and so really Texas should probably be number one. I'm just doing this because they won one game last year.
Mm-hmm.
Texas beating Alabama to me is not a big a shock as a 1-10 team beating Nebraska.
Right.
It's not to me. It's not.
Right.
I guess 3 would probably be Miami for me. But hey, everybody's sold on Jimbo, and everybody's just ready to, buy him a box of chocolate and give him 2 dozen roses every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They put him in the top 20, every year, and they come out and win 5 games.
They put him in the top 10 last year, and they won 5. I don't know what they're talking about. I honestly don't. I don't know why they were in the top 25.
Here's not a surprise, and we can go. That's the one I had pulled up on there, and I got off of. Where'd he go? Then we give scores on this game, and I wanted to bring it. Where did it go? Damn, Snotch, damn.
Snotch.
It just disappears. Like when you're looking for, I just looked at it and I had it pulled up and then I went back off of it to do something else. But this is a team that's kind of been under question. The coach has kind of been like, well, I don't know, and their coordinator left and come down here. Notre Dame, 45-24 over North Carolina State.
Yeah, that game was a lot closer than the score.
That game didn't get out of whack till
late.
Again, same thing.
Turnovers late.
Late turnover. A team scores off that turnover. That's exactly. That's just exactly what happened. What did you think about O'Hartman?
Oh, I like him.
I
think he's going to make them relevant, better than they've been being.
3 turnovers.
Yeah.
3 picks.
Late, every one of them.
And Notre Dame capitalized on them.
Yeah, it was 31-17, and North Carolina State's got the ball driving. So, I mean, I know they don't go ahead if they throw that one, but they come within a touchdown.
Yeah, all these games were, even after halftime, were close.
They're a lot closer than the score.
Again, we just said it. Every one of these games, we just highlighted about 5 games there, and the ones that won were not leading before the half.
No.
That was one of them. I don't think none of them were leading before the half.
I think Texas was up on Alabama.
Yeah.
But they were not. Alabama was up on them going into the 4th.
Yeah.
I think Texas was up 13-10 at the half. But then it was 16-13 at the or 13-9 at the half, and it was 16-13 at the end of the 3rd quarter.
So,
and they lost by 10 points.
286 yards receiving for Notre Dame. So my number 4 team would definitely be for power for the weekend would be Notre Dame. I think they got a good ball team, and I hate to say that because I'm terribly, terribly not a fan of them at all. And besides them, like just power teams that won games. I went back and forth on some of these. Who's some of your power teams?
Well, I would obviously say stick with Texas, and Nebraska's not great, but like you said, Colorado won 1 ball game last year. They've already eclipsed that. They had the spotlight completely on them. I got to put them in there along with Miami, Notre Dame, and I'd stick Ole Miss in there because they did have a good win against a good Tulane team.
Yeah.
So mine would be Texas, Colorado, Notre Dame, Miami, and Ole Miss.
I'll put for 5, just to have the top 5. I'll have Oregon.
Oregon, that was a good win. Going down to Lubbock and winning like that, it was.
That because again, we. Well, I did. I had, I got Texas Tech winning the.
Well, Texas Tech's not bad.
Big 12, and then here they are. They dumping games. They lose to Wyoming. They lose to Oregon.
Yeah, they shouldn't have lost, and it's not a bad thing to lose to Oregon. That was an excellent ball game,
But Lubbock,
but Lubbock is not.
I don't even want to hear. Well, it's hard to play. I don't care. You're a big time Power 5 team.
Yeah,
It's hard to. I don't
you're saying there's not many people out there saying you don't want to go to Lubbock.
know.
You know, I heard that about
I
Laramie
know.
last week.
Yeah, I know.
I did. The announcer said it. You don't want to go into Laramie week 1.
I know. That's ridiculous. Who wants to hear that?
Yeah, they said it.
Well, it's like Purdue. They've beat more number. If you're number 1 or 2,
They
you don't want to play Purdue.
they're gonna
Chances
upset
are you're going to get upset.
So you don't want to be with number 1 and going to West Lafayette.
No, you're probably going to lose. I don't know. People just underestimate them, and obviously that's what Texas Tech has done. Now I'm sure they were looking ahead, but how
I
good
think
did
they
looking
were.
ahead do? That ought to be a lesson, kids.
I
Looking
think they
ahead.
were looking ahead.
But how good that do them now?
I think Tennessee might have been too. We didn't do it. Now they're 0-2. They're like, dang, we don't want to be. They're sitting there saying to themselves, we don't want to be 1-1 after Oregon. Now they're 0-2.
Just don't think so much. Just have fun and go do. Again, power ranking just for the weekend. I got Colorado, Texas, Miami, Notre Dame, Oregon. Yours about the same, maybe in a different order, but
Yeah.
these are the teams that we liked for the weekend. They led up to what we thought they would do. And as far as next week, we'll look at some next week games here and we'll pick them.
All right. Let me write these down.
I'll say Bama and South Florida. I'm not going to pick that game,
No.
but I just wanted to mention them, who they played. Also, LSU at Mississippi State, Dean.
I think LSU's for real. I watched them play Florida State. That was a good game.
Yeah.
That was a very good game, and I'm going to still stick with LSU. I don't think Mississippi State's bad. I like the fact that they're running the ball more now, but I will still stick with the.
Yeah, I'll go
Tigers.
with you. I got
Okay.
LSU. Everybody, y'all like LSU over Mississippi State.
Mhm.
I think we can all probably agree on that.
Yeah, I just
Not picking Auburn and Stanford, not
No,
Stanford.
no.
Stanford is coming to Auburn. They're going to play. I think it's going to be on SEC Network or something. So just give Auburn fans a shout out on that. Also, next week, Minnesota at North Carolina.
Ooh, Matt.
I know.
You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm picking the Gophers. Is that crazy?
No,
North Carolina's had some tough games. I'm going to pick the Gophers. I'm going to go for it.
I'm going to go NC. It's at NC. I'm going to go with Coach Brown and a little dip of skull there.
That's a tough little game there.
Wait a minute here.
Good matchup.
Why is it not? 16th will be this weekend. Yeah. Is it not? No idea why it's not on. Georgia at South Carolina.
I do think that's going to be a little tougher than what Georgia's seen so far, but I think they'll survive it. You know, South Carolina's upset Georgia more than once, but I'm not going to pick them to do it this year. Are you?
No.
Okay.
No, Spencer will be rattled.
I just can't do it. But I think it may be a decent game for a while. Georgia's not played well, according to their fans.
Yeah.
Early. They've not played well early. They blew whoever they're playing out in the second half. But you can't tell nothing by those games. I don't even want to hear that Beck ain't no good. We don't know. You can't tell by those
Is it
games.
at Georgia or at South Carolina?
I think it's at South Carolina.
No, that's curious. I don't think it really it doesn't really matter at
No.
all. Georgia Tech. You got a couple minutes on Georgia Tech. I mean, just for craps and giggles. I'm sure
yeah.
Tech ain't.
Where's it at? I can't pick.
It's
Tech.
at Georgia. South Carolina is at Georgia.
Oh, okay. I thought it was in.
No, it's at
Columbia.
Georgia.
So we're picking Georgia Tech. And South-
Yeah. No.
Okay.
And Penn State at Illinois.
Mm.
I like this game. It's going to be something good to watch. Be good. There's not a lot of games on this weekend,
No.
guys. Just for everybody watching and listening. Thank you again, people, for coming by and hanging out with us here on show 202, the Matt and Todd Show. Subscribe to the channel, tell a friend, follow us on Facebook, and find the Side Note Show. Go over and be added to it. And, add your own pictures, and Jeff writes up darn articles for high school football, and I love that. People, that's what that page is for. Is for you guys, for exactly what he's doing, or pictures of your kids. Put them on there.
Uh,
Penn State, Illinois, at Illinois, closer than the people think.
yeah, I think Penn State's good. I don't know why. I just like Singleton, their running back. I'm going to stick with Penn State.
Let's see.
Might be a better game. I've noticed a trend lately in college football that one week's loaded with good games and the next week's not. Have you noticed
they
that?
do that on purpose.
Yes. The next week is absolutely, it's like a bowl lineup.
They are favored by 15.5. Penn State is on that game.
You think Illinois will cover, don't you? We could start picking with the spread.
I think they will. I'm just got a sneaky
I'm
feeling.
going to put that in that you're picking Penn State, but
I don't think they'll beat them by 20.
M&T, we both think
Beat 'em by
Illinois
14.
will cover. We'll cover. We're not getting into all that talking point spreads on here. We're just
No, I don't like getting that deep in.
That's too deep. It's ridiculous. That's just for gamblers. And somebody, well, it ain't. Yes, it is. That's just for gamblers.
And Kansas State will be. They got Missouri. Now that should be easy game for them.
I'm going with Kansas State. I can't pick against them right now. I think they're pretty good.
Well, like what we just said, they just brought back a bunch of guys.
I think they're top 20.
What are you doing? They are. Man, this thing is.
Hold it. Let me see if there's some more here. Hold up.
Well, it's giving me backwards. It's like going backwards. The schedule, it shows from like last year. I don't understand why they beat Troy 42-13 this weekend.
Troy's not bad.
Man, they're not. But it's got like they're off this week.
Guys, I got an interesting matchup here. Texas and Wyoming. What do you think? Is there any chance Wyoming upsets them? Okay. I don't think so
I don't
either.
think so.
There's just not a big week, to say the least.
Let's see here. And of course, well, we know about the big game. Yeah, it is this weekend. Kansas State at Missouri at 11 o'clock, guys. You can catch that game.
Maybe a good one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Points wise, that's what I was looking for was the points, but for some reason, the ESPN app just kind of went retarded. And it just don't, I don't know. It just don't, like it don't even have Missouri on here as a game. It's when you roll all the way down, it's got.
So it don't even happen.
Well, it's going back to November. It's giving, and then the last game they played, it shows the game, but the next game for them to play on the schedule right there, it shows them playing UCF in 2 weeks.
No, Missouri. I mean, I've seen that on 3 different media outlets.
They don't even have Missouri on here.
Well, the lines ain't set. Well, sometimes
there it
they
is.
say.
Okay, it's on the top. So they put it from out of order and they put it on the top.
Oh.
So they're favored by 5.5.
Kansas State?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Is that a joke?
I'll take Kansas State on that.
5.5? I expect that to go up. And then when I say that, I'm not, I mean, come on. 5.5.
Yeah, Mason, Missouri looks decent. They can't,
Their fans ain't real pleased with them.
No, fire drink.
We saw that. Season's over. Season's over. We just saw that.
Yeah, on that SEC podcast, Shane and Mike, fans are calling into the show from Missouri saying fire drink. They're 2-0.
That's a true story. He's not kidding.
And the game is at Missouri.
Start over.
Is there any chance that no? I ain't gonna talk myself into it.
No, no.
They don't beat K. They don't beat K-State.
I mean, I guess anything can happen, but if I'm predicting it, no.
Here's a good one for you. Bethune at I'm kidding. Bethune's at Miami.
Penn State, Delaware.
Notre Dame's got Central Michigan. I'm just listening.
Nobody plays anybody this week.
I'm just saying this to prove the point to you. Western Kentucky, Ohio State. Florida State, BC. That's the conference game. Florida State's favored, though, by 30.
Yeah, Boston College is really bad.
Very bad this year.
They beat Holy Cross by a point.
Weber's got Weber State plays Utah.
There
I
won't
mentioned
be a
these.
line for that.
I'm just mentioning these to give the point that Washington State, the team that just beat Wisconsin, is going to play a 0-2 North Colorado. Hawaii is at Oregon, and Colorado State is at Colorado. So, and Colorado is favored by 23.5 over State.
Mm-hmm.
Now, which leads us back to probably the game of the weekend if you're us.
Well, definitely.
And this is our conference, and this is a game that we like. We've got a big circle on it right here. Favored by exactly one touchdown, Tennessee is at the Swamp. They are 54% favored to win. Milton had 429 as of far, and Mertz is 526 passing as of far. Wright 233. Johnson Jr. Over there at Florida for receiving is at 125. Receiving 210 at Florida for Purcell, and then
He's good.
the Keaton kid has got all this receiving yards at Tennessee. Mason, I
just don't think Florida's ready yet.
but why is Tennessee only favored by 54%?
Oh, why is only 54? I don't know.
I figured it'd be 64.
That's only 54% of the people are picking Tennessee to win. It's picked this game on some kind of app, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
It's at Florida.
Is that with the spread, or is that just in general? I'm not picking Florida to beat Tennessee, but it's usually a good game. It's usually a good game.
Maybe they will be favored by 10, but it being at the Swamp, Mason, it's only by 7.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to throw in the Swamp.
So we both like Tennessee on that.
Yes. Yes.
Do they-
100%.
Do they cover?
Probably not. They don't ever cover against them. I mean, they just don't.
Yeah.
Last year, you know how good they beat them 38-33.
Mm.
Florida did not have a good year. Tennessee had a fantastic year. They beat them 38-33.
Mm.
It's just a good rivalry. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's one of those games. It's a
It could go either way. Yeah, I would not be shocked. Sorry, Sam and Logan. That's my cousins.
it's a Georgia Auburn kind of game.